Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday, the 31st of October. So looking at the euro dollar, and well, we've seen a bit of a rally yesterday, moving up towards that weekly pivot. Now, from a daily perspective, just looking at where the weekly pivot sits, it sits with a prior low there of the 6th of October. So to me, if it does wedge up there, it could be a reasonable point of resistance. We're just short of the 4 hourly 21s at the moment, hasn't quite made it even back to that quite yet. Possible that it does, and that stalls it altogether. But with that weekly pivot, I would like to see it so close. I'd like to. It could be quite a pivotal area in terms of the market here. We are still in this higher lows, higher highs situation, so it's still tracking up on this move, and it's getting quite a long move. The longer this sort of appears, and it probably isn't too long before it sort of either makes a more bullish sort of push up there. But at the moment, as I'm saying, I'm really looking at the potential of that weekly pivot to sell from. Okay, pound, let's have a look at the big picture here. And well, from a pound's point of view, lovely pivot swing in yesterday. We haven't got any significant news until, yes, we have. No, we haven't. It's tomorrow. I'm just talking to myself here. Just imagine how many arguments I have. So no significant news out on the pound until tomorrow. But there is the daily pivot swing there, which to me would suggest it could push up here a little bit further. It's through its weekly pivot, it's above its weekly pivot. As you come down the time frames here, you can see also currently it's above its daily pivot there. Having not touched the daily pivot, I prefer to see that touch today. And arguably there is a bit of divergence at that moment. So I'd have to sit out of the pound just initially. I would like to see that daily pivot hit. It's not really, by the looks of things, hit its 60-21s here at this point here. It's more like air kisses, and the moving averages following up behind. So, well, there is a possible point it could pull back. I mean, it may just miss the daily pivot today, but with the sort of, it's actually not quite diverging. I guess it was diverging on these 2 points here, but having diverged properly yesterday afternoon there, but not really sold off, and it's just maybe in this consolidation phase following a divergence. Well, it may just run without us, or run without me on this point, but as I say, I would have preferred to see the daily pivot hit first, so watching for that first before making any move on the cable. Dollar yen, well, so no significant change with the dollar yen. It's still slightly short of the daily 21 here. I was looking for possibly more downside. It has on the dailies put a daily pivot swing in. What's spoiling it short term is it's just a hickish the 4 hourly 100, and just as importantly, it's done a double divergence on the hourlies here at the moment with the daily pivot above. So at the moment it looks like it could recover a little bit more. That's not to say it won't continue in that downside, but it's got some factors, some drawing factors above it at the moment. So there's no significant change to the original plans there by the looks of things. The Bank of Japan have announced interest rates the same. There's nothing reiterates that domestic economy is expanding moderately. Downside risk to prices are larger. Yep, sorry, I'm just reading that. I'm just reading through to continue easing to hit 2% inflation target. So there's no real change to what they're trying to do there. So there's no tightening of policy. So it could soften from what he's saying there. We'll watch the potential reversal on the euro. As I said, I'd preferred it to come down further, but it's probably, whether it's air kissing or actually touched that 4 hourly 100. It may, as I say, maybe reversing with 100 with the divergence on the hourlies. Okay, Aussie dollar. Daily perspective, well, okay, another little pivot swing there. Some bullish sort of signals through some of these days yesterday. It was a bit of the dollar giving up a little bit may be softening a little bit, but whether that can continue, we'll see. It's sort of more of a bear flag than anything else I'm looking at here, though, on this 4-hourly pattern. And well, when I look at what it did yesterday, it was as bitty as anything, tight range. You can see how tight the pivots are. It's getting tighter and tighter. Sure, we may get an explosive move at some point, but this isn't looking particularly great. We prefer the downside of anything. I know that's put a pivot swing, but they could fail just as good as any other technical analysis. And to me, it looks the weaker side may just get it at some point. As I said, from this 4-hourly downwards, it looks doesn't look great. Well, even doesn't look great on the dailies there, with this current bar just run back into the daily 200. So expecting more weakness there at the moment. And finally, the Canadian dollar. As I said on the weekly update, we came into around about the monthly 21. It was just fractionally short. I do still wonder if it wants to push back up there. It ended up in a really choppy start of the week here. Yesterday it pushed up a little bit further, then just chopped around, not really doing too much. As I said in the trading room, the longer you get these sort of flat areas here, the more likely you think, well, they're going to roll over. But it was doing that for a good time. It just managed to pitch up a little bit yesterday and then sell off again. Short term, well, you can see the pivots are really tightly pinched now here. Yeah, I'd like to see a break of these lows here for the downside and that weekly pivot. Otherwise, I think I'll be sitting on the bench effectively. Any rallies? Well, maybe a rally into yesterday's highs there with that daily R1 there may provide a bit of resistance, but my concern, the longer it sits here, well, perhaps it will in this case push up there, but bearing in mind the bigger trend was certainly bullish. There you go. So that's the lot. Now, in key news today, we've already had Japanese data. We've got some European CPI flash estimates. Can create a bit of volatility around about 10 o'clock there. Looking for any signs of increase in inflation would be bullish for the euro, but there we go. 12:30, we've got the Canadian GDP data coming out, and then following through, I'm just looking through the week here, and well, consumer confidence on 2 o'clock, nothing of significance there for the most of the day, really. So that's it. Have a great day. Bye for now.